What should we go and see?
Fashion Reimagined, which is in UK and Irish cinemas today. It's a documentary by Becky Hutner, which follows Amy Powney, and who she won the Vogue Award for Best Young Designer of the Year. She read Naomi Klein's book No Logo, which was about sweatshops and, corporate greed. And in her words, it completely changed her course. Here is a clip from Fashion Reimagined.
The fashion industry is just raced so fast ahead and so in front of itself that we're all chasing our own tails. I feel like I've lost quite a lot of years of my life running so fast through them.
Who's the latest dresser?
The way the fashion calendar works is you have pre-spring summer collection, spring summer collection, pre-autumn winter collection, autumn winter collection. In big brands, they work to many more, maybe 12. High Street don't even work in seasons, they work on a weekly drop. We produce so many things. 100 billion items of clothing every year, and 3 out of 5 of them end up in landfill within that first year of its life. More collections, more garments, newness. I think at the sort of peak, I made 750 designs in a year. It's nonsense. It's complete nonsense.
That statistic, 3 out of 5 garments end up in landfill within a year of purchase, is terrifying. Wow. Now, look, I don't know anything about fashion at all. My fashion sense has not moved on since I was a teenager, and you still dress like you're at school. So I don't think either of us. No,
I have a very tasteful cardigan.
Yes, but you don't essentially dress very differently to the way you dressed when you wear
jeans. I could go to school in a car. If I went to school in a cardigan, I'd have been up before the beat.
Up before the beat. But you wear jeans and a t-shirt, and I tend to wear jeans and a t-shirt, and that's it. However, the subject of the documentary used the money that she had to create a sustainable collection from field to finished garment, is what they call it, transform the entire business. It was at the Mother of Pearl label, and, managed to create this line in which everything was traceable. It's really fascinating, firstly, because what you hear about how she grew up in a caravan because her parents were very eco-conscious and lived off the grid. And she said it was great for them. I'm not entirely sure whether it was great for me. Then when she first talked about sustainability in fashion, apparently everybody just laughed and went, "What? That's not a thing." The difficulty of actually tracing where the material comes from, trying to find out where wool comes from. Even people who are working with wool don't know where it is. The fact that most garments are better travelled than the people that then end up buying them. They've been through 5, 6, 7 countries. The issue of cotton picking and of child labour exploitation, working to make something wearable without leaving a hideous carbon footprint. All these subjects are important. Some time ago, I was talking to somebody about fashion and I said something derogatory. And they said, yeah, it's really annoying the way that men do that, the way that men basically are interested in football and film and all this stuff, and then are snotty about fashion basically in a manner that's sexist, because it is a form of art and expression that is not primarily for them. You saw in that clip that we were watching, all the models were women. And it put me in my place, actually. I did think, oh, yeah, no, that's right. I have been snobby. But so I have tried very much to have, I don't know anything about it. And same as I don't know anything about fashion, but I do appreciate that it's a valid and vibrant and thriving form. It is, however, as the documentary makes clear, a form which has an incredible environmental impact. I mean, they start talking about the statistics of what happens with the production chains and what happens in terms of the amount of pollution and the amount of waste and everything. And it does start to make you kind of gasp. The director of the documentary said, "My aim with Fashion Imagined is to bring into sharper focus the story of our clothes, to highlight the people, animals and resources that go into a garment across complex global supply chains in the hope of fostering a greater appreciation for clothes as items to purchase thoughtfully and cherish." It raises the point, which is not, which has been raised elsewhere, which is if you buy a T-shirt in a supermarket for £2, something's gone wrong. because there's no possible way that that T-shirt can have been produced for £2 without it having been done so in a way which you actually don't want to know about. It's like, law and sausages, the two things you don't want to see being made. Interesting talking about denim as a very, very, hard-wearing and useful thing, because I know you wear your jeans a lot. And actually, I came out of it thinking, oh, yeah, well, apparently denim does come out of this quite well in certain circumstances, although there are all things to do with supply chains. Anyway, as somebody who's not interested in fashion, I went into the documentary thinking, oh, here we go. And then I was gripped. So it did that thing which I've always said documentaries need to do, which is interest you in a subject that you're not interested in. And it was just kind of quite encouraging to see somebody going, I'm going to try and make this sustainable, and then being hit by obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, just simply trying to track where the wool actually came from, but still ploughing on and still doing it. And the clothes look nice. I mean, like I said, I don't know. Clothes to me look like clothes, but
I don't think the title helps this.
Fashion Reimagined?
It's a little bit
literal.
Worthy, isn't it?
Yes. I think that's true, and I think that probably explains why I went in thinking, okay, I'm not particularly going to enjoy this, but I was much more moved than I thought I was.
Is this cinematic release?
It, as I said when I did at the very, very beginning, I'll read you out the same thing again, which I just said before. Fashion Reimagined is released in UK and Irish cinemas on the 3rd of March, which is today. It is a 12A certificate film.
It's just interesting that because the way the clip. Listen to it, your review, listen to it, you'd think this is a TV documentary.
Yes.
That's what you would naturally imagine.
Yes, but there is, as with it, this is the I was talking to somebody the other day about this, about the fact that documentaries don't make money cinematically, with very few exceptions. Every now and then you'll get a Fahrenheit 9/11 or something, but it's very rare. Mostly documentaries do not make money. What they do is they might break even, and then they will have their primary life on streaming service. That is absolutely true. Now, I know there are examples. I know people will write in and say, but industrially, that is generally the thought. So that thing that you're talking about is feeling televisual, is because that is where most of us consume documentaries. There is a number of people that go to cinemas to see documentaries, but they are primarily consumed in the home.
Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed making it. While you're here, check out all the other videos because they're cool too, aren't they?
Yeah, and if you want to keep up to date with everything Kermode and Mayo's take, then check out our social channels.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
I mean, I would. I have done.
Excellent.